Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Hidden Blade, a Chinese spy dramatic thriller from 2023 that stars Tony Leung, Wang Yibo, and Zhou Xun. A flashback shows a young man who goes by He, played by Tony Leung, witnessing the final bombing of Guangzhou in 1938 in a makeshift mine alongside other survivors. Shortly before the bombing of Pearl Harbor in 1941, the man rose through the ranks to become the director of Shanghai's Political Security Department, a counterespionage division overseen by Officer Watanabe, who's Japanese. Despite showing loyalty to the Wang Jingwei regime, Director He secretly works for the Chinese Communist Party, alongside his wife, Mrs. Chen, played by Zhou Xun. Together, they provide information to the underground network as a means of destroying Japanese occupation via espionage. As a supposedly loyal worker, Director He diligently performs his tasks of assassinating, interrogating, and torturing as a means of gaining Officer Watanabe's trust. So yes, this is back in the day where the Japanese were the bad guys and the Chinese were the good guys. It's been a while. So China has made some pretty fantastic espionage films. With Lust Caution could be considered as one from 2007, and The Message from 2009 being two of my personal favorites. Most excitingly, a few of the actors from those films have lead roles in Hidden Blade. Now, I will say this. It does take a little while for this film to heat up, okay? With a focus on setting things up and showcasing a few very lengthy scenes of dialogue early on involving Tony Leung's character, who is essentially interrogating possible traitors and allies to the Communist Party. Now, it's quite interesting how those moments play out early in the film, if you pay attention, because Tony's ultimate goal is to help the Chinese Communist Party, but he needs to keep his cover as a secret agent, and this is during the Japanese occupation. So you wonder what this guy is going to do in these particular situations. Will he do his official job to assist the Japanese occupiers in order to keep his cover, or take the risk of helping the communists? And even during these earlier moments, the film makes you think a bit. Okay, so in terms of the storytelling structure, it bounces around a lot. This film, it does bounce around between a number of main and side characters, with Tony Leung and a few other leads to revolve around. And there are some plot lines of characters that are referenced multiple times in the film, and they give greater context to ambiguous scenes that are presented before. So, certain moments happen off screen. Like, you don't see what happens during certain key moments, but they're inferred. You have to read between the lines to get what's going on here. So you do need to pay attention while you're watching this one. But I will warn you that, although the script writing is quite good, the pacing is a bit slow, especially during the opening act. So if you're not in the mood for a slow burn, you may feel a little bit of frustration with this and start fidgeting in your seat. Like, when are things going to start to ramp up, right? But with that said, there are a few intense moments involving Japanese soldiers and Chinese enforcers. There is quite a bit of suspense, and even a small handful of short, action-based moments that are well executed. This ramps up during the second half. In fact, there's one extended fight during the final half hour that's a doozy. It's a newer classic, in my opinion, primarily because of the build-up to it and its surprising length, given what has occurred before it, and the fact that I had no idea who was going to win this fight. I really did not. Truly a thrilling moment, I think, and one that I will remember for quite some time. Now, something happens at the very end of this movie. I won't spoil it. I initially questioned it. It felt somewhat contrived and artificial when it was presented, but the more I think about it after the fact, especially when you consider the huge stakes and consequences to the characters, what was happening, I did like it. I do like the ending of this film. However, I could see some viewers having a problem with it. So after you watch this movie, or, if you've watched it already, let me know what you think about the ending in the comments section, because I think some people might feel a little dodgy about it, but I liked it quite a bit. Production values here are good, with a convincing period setting and some impactful shots of bombed out cities. Now, in terms of acting, Tony Leung, dude's awesome, as usual. Wang Yibo is a younger actor who I'm not that familiar with, but he's good enough here. He has a nice, he handles the scenes well. And then there's a Japanese baddie who's very creepy, very serious. I'm unfamiliar with the actor, but he played his role with a tempered intensity and kind of stole the show in some scenes. Certainly an effective performance. And then, last but not least, I'm a huge fan of Zhou Xun. Probably my favorite Chinese actor or actress of all time. But her screen time in this is somewhat limited. So you have to go into that with that expectation. Fans of hers should go in understanding that her screen time is, I would say, moderate to limited. But all in all, I was impressed with Hidden Blade. I definitely recommend it, especially if you're into the World War II espionage, spy thriller type stuff. It's good. Currently streaming on YouTube and Amazon. So let me know what you think of this. I think this is kind of a higher profile title from this year. And as always, folks, I'll see you next time.